Hello everyone! Today we are playing World of Warships and I have, well, obviously a replay for you. We are in the Mutsu on the map Straits. I am playing Mutsu, which is a tier 6 battleship, premium, together with a friend of mine who's in Division, Terran. He's playing the Fuso. And, well, overall I really enjoyed this match. So I'm just sailing towards the A cap at the moment. Here you can just, see the beautiful ship. She carries 8 16-inch guns. And yeah, she does pack a punch. So I'm pinging, we are heading towards objective A because I see the cruiser, the Kirov, is, heading out to B, it seems, and well, overall I don't like that. Then I spot the Fuso, so I start angling, bringing my rear guns to bear, and I'm just, waiting a bit before taking the shot. I already see that, I believe that's Terran who took the shot there, and well, perhaps he changes his course. Instead I'm seeing that he's slowing down, so I fire my guns. I notice that I'm firing HE gun, HE shells, I mean. Sorry, I'm a bit tired at the moment. I don't know why, but yeah, I switched it to AP and, well, Salvo still set a fire. He put the fire out though, but if the Kirov would set him on fire, then that would at least mean that, the fires will stick, which is good. So just slowly progressing, keeping an eye on where the planes are going, seeing that there are torpedoes incoming, so I've already been slowing down. I fire a shot at the Omaha because obviously the Omaha is, well, it's a cruiser, it's a threat to our destroyer that's currently capturing the point. I miss it, my rear guns were not, at the right angle. It must have been really small distance because I didn't actually see it. With my second salvo I instead get an over penetration. I speed up again a bit, the Fuso fires at me, and then I spot the Fubuki coming in on the left side. So, well, turning away of course, firing my gun setter. I hope to deal some damage, and I do get 2 overpens. Of course I keep turning, trying to, avoid torpedoes. And there they are, of course. I send up spot a plane just to make sure I will spot any incoming torpedoes that little bit earlier. I would have preferred to have fighters, but well, Mutsu can't have fighters, sadly enough. Destroyer noticed the Fubuki and is heading in to, well, try and push it out of its smoke, of course, I think. There it is again. Turning to, try and get my guns to bear. Waiting for my other guns to turn in. Waiting for him to stop turning as well, under it, and then I notice something, it gets him spotted, but look at that Fuso. That is just a complete broadside, almost, so what else to fire my guns at? If you see a full broadside battleship, fire your guns at it, and I deal 17k damage, 1 citadel hit, not bad. Keep angling, of course. Don't want to get hit on a full broadside. I still take some damage from his salvo, of course, but it's nothing that really worries me. Meanwhile, I fired at him again, but I think I overestimated its speed. Yeah, we only get 2 over penetrations. Took 5k damage there, but despite that it might seemed like a good idea, I decided to not activate my repair party yet. just in case that Omaha would set me on fire, despite the fact that it was not firing at me. And there the Omaha got destroyed. Will become a submarine now. Meanwhile, looking at the map, we can see that our fleet on the southern part of the map has been pushed out of the point, and that our carrier is actually in danger. Meanwhile, I have torpedo bombers incoming, so obviously I want to try and ensure that they won't hit me. At the same time, I do not want to turn back to show a full broadside, despite the fact that I was trying initially to go to B. And well, I would rather face my back towards torpedoes than, well, be full broadside to a Fuso, because obviously the Fuso still has 10 guns, despite the fact that they are smaller caliber, smaller guns. So I'm just looking, seeing, thinking, what should I do? I noticed that the Kirov died, so I just keep launching my rear guns. I don't know exactly why the rear guns weren't turned entirely yet. Don't know if it's some kind of bug with the camera and the replay or something else, but it's a bit weird. It keeps giving me a rather good broadside, though meanwhile I keep heading in the direction between B and the strait in between the islands on the west side of B. Just keep patiently waiting for my guns to turn. The turret traverse time on the Mutsu is really slow, but then again she does carry 16-inch guns in tier 6. And there I just noticed by my excessive angling and angling away from the Fuso, I cannot really head into Bravo to capture it. So instead, I decide to head for the strait. I mean, the carrier is dead, but at least I can try and support the Königsberg, who is still fighting there with a Dunkerque and Mutsuki, I believe it is. There again, a salvo where my turrets don't seem to get to be turned. I don't know. I think this probably a bug with the replay function, because well, I'm quite new to all this YouTube stuff and I don't record replays very often. This is the second replay that I actually recorded, and of course my first one was the public test replay that I uploaded last week, where I spoke about the French cruisers. So I'm heading in to try and spot the Königsberg. I asked him, if he could kill the destroyer, I could kill Dunkirk, but he didn't get the chance. Meanwhile, that Fuso seems to be aggressively pushing. Well, I already talked with Terran because, well, we were on Discord at the time, and asked him, can you kill the enemy Fuso? So I spot Dunkirk. I am quite broadside, and well, he is of course close range, so I do take quite some damage. But yeah, I decide to angle, see if I can hit my torpedoes, but the angle of the torpedoes is quite bad on the Mutsu, so I can't do it. So instead I decide to slow down, because obviously I know there is a destroyer there, and I don't want to get hit by its torpedoes. So this time I'm a lot better off compared to the damage that the Dunkirk deals. I aim low, trying to hit, through his bow armor. Perhaps I can overmatch, because I did not actually calculate if Mutsu could overmatch the Dunkirk. But I couldn't, so I decide to turn. I have to turn anyway, bring my torpedoes to bear, and fire my 2 torpedoes on this side at the Dunkirk. I decide to fire one a bit further off, despite the close distance, because if he spots the first one, he might try and avoid and hit either both of them or one of them. Meanwhile, I turn my gun turrets to the other side of the island, because as you can see on the minimap, the Mutsuki tried to go that way, so that when it shows itself, I can fire on it and hopefully kill it off really fast. where I don't spot it. There suddenly it's spotted, but I already turned my gun turrets. Well, that's when I spot the torpedoes. So rather than focusing on my guns, I decide to focus on dodging these torpedoes. Obviously, I don't want to get hit by the torpedoes since I'm one of the last 3 ships alive. Although the T-22 is not really in the right position to help either me or Terran at the moment. So I decide to keep shooting at the Dunkerque. I got flooded by the torpedo that hit me, so I used the repair party. And yeah, just decide to turn away from the Dunkerque. Of course the Dunkerque is faster than me, so I have to watch out for a ram, which is exactly what he's trying to do. In order to increase my own survivability, I decided to aim at the gun turrets instead of aiming at the bow of the ship. There I dealt a good amount of damage and I knocked out one of the gun turrets. Meanwhile, I tried to keep turning away. I tried to angle to get my torps to bear, but the angle just doesn't cut it in this case. I just can't hit these torpedoes with a ship this fast chasing me. I can only go at 20 knots or 21 knots with all this turning, whereas he can easily reach 25 knots while turning, 30 knots if he's not turning. Of course, this person keeps saying in chat, use your torps, but I'm literally not in a state where I can use my torps a lot reliably and survive. And obviously, with the Mutsu there, I'd prefer to stay alive for now. So I try to turn, try to get these, you know, front turrets to bear, and he almost rams me. There, I hit, you know, his turret again, incapacitate them again. Turns after me, and does he ram? Again, he misses really closely. So I keep turning, you know, zigging and sagging to try and, you know, prevent him from ramming me while still being able to shoot back at him. So I notice enemy torpedoes there. I try to, you know, angle away from them, keep firing my guns, did a nice amount of damage. He is on fire from my secondaries and he actually dies. He did not get the ram there, despite the fact that he has been trying so hard to actually ram me. So I turn my attention to the Mutsu, take a quick shot and actually miss. Meanwhile, I keep trying to show as least service to the Mutsu as I can in order to, you know, prevent any incoming torpedoes to hit me. Meanwhile, as you can see, he is going to go pretty sideways to me, so I can actually launch my torpedoes. Meanwhile, Terran is at the same time trying to kill that same destroyer. I get my guns to bear and shoot my guns, and he dies. And that was the end of this battle. Sadly enough, I did not manage to get a screenshot of the post-battle report, but I overall enjoyed this match. It was pretty good in my opinion, and I really enjoyed the Mutsu. If you liked this video, please give it a like, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment if you want, leave some feedback if you have any ideas on how I can improve, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.